Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. The days are getting longer, the air is getting warmer, albeit there's still a whole bunch of snow in the woods, and because of that I'm still fighting off that dreaded snow pile. I've got snow piles galore around here from where I've cleared snow back from spots like my saw shed, my sawmill, my split-in shack, or chop shop as I call it, and I'm hoping one of these days all those snow piles will be gone. I'll be back out there in the woods retrieving logs, cleaning up debris, and well, just enjoying not having winter. But based on the size of some of the snow piles still, I'm going to be waiting a little while. Now, one thing's for certain, the ATV is out in full force now, but not quite the golf carts. I will have the golf carts out soon, but for now, the snowmobiles are away, the ATV's out, and that's the name of the game. So, what we're up to today, besides enjoying the sunshine, is running the sawmill and showing you how the debarker works. Now, in one of my more recent videos, you would have seen me cut some wood, but you didn't see me use the debarker because I forgot all about it. I've never had a machine before, a sawmill with the debarker, and so it wasn't even in my thought, despite me talking about using it. So what we'll do today with this little itty bitty log, we'll run the debarker through it, we'll make this into something, and then we'll bring this one up here. We've got a balsam fir there, we'll run up onto the sawmill as well, and we'll get that cut up, and you'll see how my 350-38, my Clarke sawmill, operates. So, without further ado, let's fire things up here, and first things first, we'll get the blade tensioned, and this is a 0.042 inch blade, 2 inches wide. I'm going to tension it, and so this is a hydraulic tensioner I've got, and so I'm more or less going to crank on this till I see 800. You see it's going up. I'm a lefty, so I use my left hand. I think we're just about at 800 there. Go a little bit more. Call that good. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. And then I'll lock it into place. And now I'm ready to go. We'll fire up the engine. So this model has a 37 horsepower Kubota diesel. And you'll see me fire up here. I don't know if the glow plugs will come on. Yep. Oh, just for a moment. All right. So there's the engine temperature, there's the RPM. We'll let that warm up for a bit, and then we'll start cutting. Well, what do I say to that? I don't even know. I do know I'm going to take the pressure off the blade though. Well, what'd you think of that, folks? I thought that was pretty fun to say the least. I am making one pile of lumber in a hurry, and I'm certainly not used to that type of thing. I could probably use 2 or 3 more people back here just sorting lumber, but I'm obviously here by myself, so that's going to continue. But I am going to start something new back here, and it's going to help me process all this lumber that I'm making. Now, that'll be for another day. I hope you tune in for that. But the thing I was getting to about today that kind of has left me short on words is the speed that was cutting at. I have 2 speeds on this machine, by the way. You may not know that. I've got the neutral position, I've got forward, and I've got fast forward. You can see that right there. I've also got neutral, reverse, fast reverse. When I'm dragging boards back or just moving along the track, I'll usually use fast reverse. Fast forward though, I haven't really used that while cutting. And well, today I decided I better try it out just to see what it can do. And I had that little 4x4 red pine up there I was cutting. And I put her into fast forward thinking the engine was going to bog down a little bit. Maybe the cut quality would take a dive or raise up. And I was shocked. It didn't really seem like I was changing anything. It just continued cutting right along. And well, that's a good thing. Because those small logs, as you know, do not yield very much linear footage. And so if I can cut them at twice the speed as a normal log, that's going to offset the limited linear footage, I suppose. Albeit, I need to be a good operator to keep that speed up. I'm not sure I'm there yet, but one day. But I was shocked how fast that thing went. And it certainly, I guess it certainly hats off to the power plant here. 37 horse Kubota, that thing certainly didn't even grunt. Could you imagine if we had this model sawmill with 120 horsepower? You'd be flying, you know, left, right, and center throwing lumber off this thing. You need about 5 people back here to gather it all up and put it into stacks. But anyways, I was very happy with that. Some other things I tried out for the first time today was the debarker. I'm still getting used to how that's going to operate, but it worked quite well. It's pretty simple. That's designed to be a slow rotation motor, so it's not a high-speed cut. It's slower. It's got lots of torque. A little bit different than what you might have seen in other debarkers. I'll get used to that eventually, but the thing is, I'm only making the first cut with it. And the reason I only make the first cut is that's the only time the bark is being entered by the blade. I think that's because we have the setup with the log clamps on this side and the log stops on that side. A lot of other sawmills aren't like that. And because of that, we only have to use the debarker once to cut through that bark. Now this thing, does it ever do a good job flipping those logs over? With the weight of it, the size of these pieces here, you're really only giving it one little flick on the controls and it rotates the log completely over. One of the times there I had to rotate 180 degrees on purpose, and so I just held the control a little longer and it did the trick. But I'm quickly finding out here, there's sort of a procedure. There's a procedure that I'm pressing the controls or pulling on the levers. And as my memory gets better and gets more used to the controls, it'll start to become second nature. Control 1, then Control 2, then Control 3, and then cut and repeat. And I think with any sawmill, any piece of equipment, once that procedure gets in place, you'll be ripping through the logs in no time. One last thing I'll talk about here is having 2 lasers. I really like 2 lasers. And the reason is it gives me an idea where that blade is going to come into contact with the log. And that's especially important. I'm standing back there and I'm looking down the blade just prior to cutting. And I want to make sure that I've got the log clamps at the right height and I've got the log stops at the right height. If I have laser lines on both sides, I can quickly tell whether that blade is going to hit the log stop or log clamp. And if it's not, I keep cutting. If it is, then I know to readjust. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for me here today. I'm going to get back at it. I've got a few more little logs here we're going to saw up, and I think these little logs are a good start. They help me to learn all the controls. Before long, all the snow will be gone. I'll have a big pile of logs, and well, we'll be ripping through them one after another. I just hope you come back and join me for that. If you have any questions about the sawmill here, the lasers, even the Setworks you might have seen on the left side of the sawmill, that's a Mikron Setworks. Be sure to check out the video description. I'll have links to all this stuff down there. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it the old like-a-roo. Don't forget to subscribe. and I'll see you next time.